again everyone, Ageofdune here, and we are back for another League of Legends team game shoutcast. Again, I've got the new Cursz here, who, like I said last time, I'm really interested in seeing, but even better, well, sort of better, I also have a game with Quantic. That is the new team. They are somebody who I'm really interested in seeing. What the heck? Why would it do that? Okay. Let's go all the way back to the beginning there. I don't know why it loaded in at 4 minutes. That's kind of strange. But anyway, Quantic is a new team in the NA region. They are actually made up of previous Korea pros. They actually left Korea and came to the NA server. And they formed the Quantic Gaming team. And they've obviously been kicking butt in the NA ladder. I believe they're all challenger, and honestly, I think that they may end up making it into the LCS this season. We'll have to see. It would be really awesome to see it, because honestly, from what little I know of them, I honestly think that they could challenge NA quite a bit. I mean, like I said, they are ex-LOL pros from Korea, so that's obviously something right there. And if they end up challenging the NA team, like I think they will, I really think that it could do really well for the NA server, and it could end up taking it to a completely new height. So I'm going to go ahead and list out the team members here. The Quantic team has Aatrox. Yep, top. He's going to be top. He's played by Quantic Apple. That is their top, obviously, or their solo lane, first solo lane. Quantic SuNo is their mid lane / other solo lane person, playing Zed in this particular game, which is not really surprising. Zed is honestly a very strong champion, and you know, we saw multiple time in Worlds and other places. You see a lot of this. Ooh, something bad about to happen here. This could be interesting here. Nice root there. Lulu took a little bit of damage, not a ton there, and he's gonna be fine. Alright, so their AD carry is Locodoco. A lot of people know him. He used to be really big in Korea. I know I used to hear a lot about him on Reddit and other places, just all over the place. Locodoco was a big thing. And it's kind of cool seeing him on the NA server now. And I think that he may end up really helping out this team. And we'll see in this game exactly how well he does. He's already done a lot of damage there. Oh, very nice job there. It's looking like the blue team came out of that a little bit ahead. I mean, Graves is actually pretty low, and I'd say Lulu's about equal to the Caitlyn, but Graves is definitely a lot lower than is the blue team. So he definitely came out of that behind, and we can already see the dominance of Locodoco and Gunza here, as they've already started just wearing these guys down. Also, it does help that it's Caitlyn versus Graves. I mean, Graves has really bad range, whereas Caitlyn has ridiculous range, especially in comparison. It does look like there is a little bit of a gank coming in here. IWDominate coming in, jumped away, decided against it as he did see Nasus there. So it looks like it's actually going to be a bit of a 3 versus 3 here. And Graves actually just took a bit more damage there. Lee Sin shielded him just to make sure he doesn't die, but I don't think he had to worry about it too much. But the blue team really seems to be going for this tower already, and Graves yet again took more damage. He's going to be forced to go back because he cannot take this. And it's going to be 3 versus 2 mid lane, and that's really not too good for them, especially considering the 2 that are here are really not that strong wave clearers. So that does mean that the blue team is going to get a lot of tower damage here, which is great for them. It's going to put them ahead if they end up taking down the tower. And honestly, even if they don't take down the tower right now, they're still going to be way ahead, because they've gotten the tower down to a bit below 3/4 health, and their tower has not taken any damage whatsoever. And that honestly is pretty big, considering it is the middle tower. So, alright, let us carry on with the people, although they are still pushing here. The support, as I mentioned a second ago, is Quantic Gunza playing Zyra. And then finally, their jungler is Nasus, played by Quantic Prime. Looks like Voyboy is going for this. He's not going to be able to get it, but it does force that Aatrox to go ahead and flash out. And, you know, honestly, Voyboy is one of the really strong players of NA, so I could see him doing pretty well. He is actually playing Akali, which is interesting given the fact that we don't really see at least in this current meta, you don't really see assassin type characters like Akali. You tend to see more defensive and just tanky characters, bruisers up top. So it is interesting to see Akali again. From what I understand, Voyboy has always been really strong on assassin type characters, and he's really kind of suffered in the current meta because his playstyle just does not really match up to the tanky bruiser characters. So him playing an assassin there definitely means that he's possibly thinking about going back to his strong point, and I'm kind of curious about whether we'll actually see that reflected in the LCS when they end up doing that, or if this is just a scrim sort of thing. Ooh, looks like Lee Sin is going in hardcore here. Wanted to go in on that Zyra. He did end up flashing out. Zyra goes down to Graves for the first blood. Lee Sin ends up going down to Nasus. Caitlyn just barely flashed out of that, but that does mean that Graves is going to go down, and Lulu may end up going down as well. She does not have her flash. She went ahead and slowed, and this does mean Caitlyn's going to have to run back, but it looks like Zed came in to go ahead and finish this off, and down goes the Lulu. So that ended up being a 3-for-1. Not good for the red team at all, and I have a feeling that the blue team's going to go ahead and push down this tower and then fall back. Could be wrong, but that's definitely what I'm thinking here. It looks like that's what they're doing, and yeah, Nasus is indeed going in, and there we go. Down goes the tower. So the first tower kill of the game has occurred, and it ends up going to the blue team, which means that they are now quite a bit ahead in gold, and that means all their lanes are ahead in gold. So that's pretty bad for them. It's a strange ping here from the blue team on Voyboy. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at Cursz's lineup. Obviously, we have Voyboy top, playing Akali, like I mentioned, which is interesting, and I'm kind of interested to see how he'll do in this game. He's actually started Doran's Blade. I guess that kind of makes sense. It does really work with Akali. She does scale quite a bit off of auto attacks, so it does kind of make sense. The other solo lane is apparently Riven, played by imPobelter, of course. The AD carry is aphromoo playing Graves. Crs Zekent is playing Lulu, and Lee Sin is played by IWDominate. Looks like Caitlyn may end up going down to this. She actually escapes this. I was not expecting the escape there at all. The Nasus coming in as well as the Zyra route meant that she did not go down. Akali's trying her best to get out, but she does get rooted with the Zyra there, and now Lee Sin has to try to escape. I think he's going to be fine. Oh, he went back in. Him going back in, okay. He did have the jump, so he is going to get out of this, but that means that this tower is going to take damage now because he's not going to be able to defend this at all, and it may end up going down as well. Kind of surprising there. For a second, it looked like Caitlyn was sure to die, but unfortunately for Voyboy, he was not able to do it just because of that route there. And now we're seeing Aatrox and Riven against each other down here. The teams have decided to go ahead and rotate. Not really surprising. The blue team got their tower down, so of course they're going to go and rotate to try to get another tower, and they're actually managing it. They did get that tower, and it looks like they may end up coming down here, or they could be going mid. Oh, Riven may end up taking this down. Yes, Pobelter manages to take down the Aatrox, but he goes down to ignite himself, which is very unfortunate. He was trying to go ahead and lifesteal up there, but it did not end up working out for him. So, we've got Zekent and aphromoo. They did sort of seem to be pushing here, but they have fallen back. They're kind of afraid of where the enemy team is, and I don't blame them. The enemy team's actually going in on Dragon at the moment, but they're having to be fairly cautious here because they don't know where anybody but the Zed are. Actually, no, I lied. They have a ward here, so they do know. When I checked for wards, these guys were actually walking over it, so I didn't see it. But they did have a ward there, so they knew they were going that way. And it looks like the blue team's actually going to go ahead and go in on the blue buff there. But obviously the red team knew that, so they're going to go ahead and counter steal this blue buff as well. And it looks like it is going to go to Graves. Not really surprising. The red team does not actually need blue buff on anybody whatsoever. Whereas does the blue team have anybody who needs mana? Nasus does. But he's about the only one really. I mean, both solo laners for both teams are actually manaless, which is kind of cool to see. And it's not really all that uncommon anymore. You see that a lot. The red team's actually pushing down this tower. This will be their first tower kill of the game if they manage to take it down. I do believe they will. But in the meantime, their enemy is actually pushing down bottom. Enemy did get that bot tower, but right now we've got Zed going in, or getting attacked here by Riven and Lee Sin. Down goes the Zed to that Riven, but these guys are still pushing down here. They're taking down, or going in on the tower. They've done a little bit of damage. Voyboy's here to try to push them off, but there's really not too much he could do. One person versus three is not going to cut it, even when it's Akali. Oh, it looks like the blue team's actually going to go ahead and dive this. In comes the Zed. Akali manages to take down the Zyra, but it's not going to be enough. IWDominate went ahead, managed to take down Caitlyn as well, so it ended up being a 2 for 2 so far. But unfortunately for them, Nasus is ridiculously tanky. He actually is forced back from the tower, though. So they did manage to save their tower, although it's just about dead as it is. But they saved it, which means that global gold is not going to go to the blue team quite yet. It probably will later. But for now, nope. Nice little attack there from Akali. She did manage to get that kill, even though she knew she was probably about to be dead. The only way for her to get out of that ulti from Zyra was to attack, because she had no flash, and her jump, which is a really good way to get out of things, only goes to enemies. So she had to jump to an enemy, otherwise she would have been CC'd. And she did, and she went ahead and went in on that Zyra and managed to take her down very quickly. Did a little bit of damage to Caitlyn before dying, I believe. And honestly, I think that actually was not too bad given what was happening to her at the time. But we do have the blue team regrouping again, planting their pink wards around, getting rid of that vision control for the red team. And it looks like they're wanting to go in on this tower. Riven's on her way over. We've already got Graves and Lulu here to try to push this back. But I have a feeling they're a little behind in levels. Actually, they're not too far behind. But yes, they are indeed behind in levels. In comes the Riven. She is picked up by the ward. And that does push these guys back a little bit, but not a terrible amount. And Riven's on her way back mid. But these guys are actually still pushing here. Oh, looks like Nasus is coming along. Oh, just planting a ward there. He does pick up the Riven. So she knows that they know she's there. And it looks like Aatrox may be coming over to join. This may end up shaping up to be a nice little team battle here. We've currently got the 3 versus 3 Rivens over here, so this is preventing the blue team from tower diving here. But in the meantime, their team is actually pressing. In goes the Lee Sin, managed to go ahead and kick a little bit there. And there is a massive engage here. Akali's saying, hey guys, they're pushing my tower, and I can't stop the two of them. So red team does seem to be pushing back now, and the blue team just completely disengaged that. Red team invaded there and decided to go for it, and they really didn't get to do anything whatsoever. But unfortunately for them, that gave the enemy team time to go ahead and grab that tower, and down goes this tower as well. Lee Sin re-engaged, in goes the Riven as well. The ulti comes out from Zyra, and it looks like Lee Sin managed to die there to Zed. The Nasus is barely escaping this. Lulu lands the slow, but I think she's going to go down before she manages to do anything. Akali's doing her best here. Does get grabbed there by that Zyra, and out comes the Caitlyn ulti. Down goes the Akali, and it's really not looking good for the red team. The only person left is this Riven, and she's about to die too. Down she goes. That is an ace. Just looking at that health is ridiculous. The blue team was pretty much dead. The only thing is, they weren't actually dead, they were just pretty much dead, which really doesn't do you any good if you're the red team. Red team died, and blue team didn't die at all. They got really close, but they didn't die. And that's really bad, very bad for the red team. They are falling pretty far behind. I mean, they've lost a lot of their towers. The blue team has ridiculous ward control here. They've got vision of the entire side of the map over here, and they've got a little bit of vision over here as well. They have nothing in their own base, but honestly, they have nothing to worry about, because with the amount that they have pushed the red team knows they can't win. They know that if they get in a fight, they're going to lose it. So they're not going to invade right now. They're going to have to play defensive, and they're going to try to make it to late game, as Akali is a deadly machine late game. Graves is pretty good late game, and they're just going to try to make it to late game so that they can hopefully win through this. Oh, Riven went ahead and warded up here, but there is a pink ward, so her ward's about to go down. I hate when people do that. They put the pink wards all over the place and just completely destroy my vision. I enjoy doing it myself, however. I have had one game like that. I had an Eve on my team, and... Oh, no, an Eve on the enemy team. So I bought a ton of pink wards to counter her, and that gave me the added benefit of being able to go ahead and counter the enemy wards as well. So we've got the blue team ready for this dragon, which respawned just now. They're going to be able to get this with no problem. Red team has nobody nearby. So this is going to be another free dragon for the blue team, and they really have nothing at all to worry about. Down goes the dragon, and they are going to get out of this completely free. Oh, that's kind of cool. I haven't actually seen his back animation, but now I have. Apparently, he jumps off of a diving board into the ground and appears back in the fountain. That's kind of neat. These guys are waiting here for something. I have a feeling they thought that the enemy was going to go ahead and push, but that didn't quite happen. So, they kind of wasted a little bit of time there, but they went ahead and took down the minions anyway. Akali managed to push this up again, but these guys are already coming, and they're going to push it right back. This is actually the only lane where the blue team has not managed to get both towers. They're probably going to aim for that fairly soon, would be my guess. Although, things may end up happening right here. Zed, or Lee Sin seems to be waiting around, wanting to go in on this Zed, but nobody else is nearby. He's actually not picked up because there are no wards, but now he's changed his mind. He's going in on the Aatrox. He is picked up by a ward, I believe, for that, and Aatrox is going to get out of this. He went ahead and jumped out. He did get slowed there by the Lulu, but the Q ended up missing from the Lee Sin, so they did not get to go in on him whatsoever. And now, we do indeed have the blue team grouping up here, and they're going to go ahead and try to push down this tower, like I said. I don't think they're going to be able... I don't think the blue team is going to be able to stop them. Voyboy's here, but he's, again, the only one. Riven's on her way up. Oh, she's... I thought that she was going to go ahead and grab her and possibly have them go in on her, but that didn't happen. Riven's now here. Lee Sin is now here, so it is a 3 versus 3. Sort of. Actually, no, Riven has now left, so it is back to a 2 versus 3. And it looks like Lee Sin's going to go ahead and go in. Actually, he just did a little bit of damage. He's been doing that a lot. And honestly, I don't really blame him there. Why is that there? Go away. Zed actually died there. What happened to you, Zed? Wow. 15 seconds and he went from full to nothing. Apparently, imPobelter decided, hey, I'm going to go in on this. And yeah, he just ripped Zed apart instantly. And Zed went down. So right now is a great time for Red Team to do things. They have a power play. They are 4 versus 5. And we're probably going to see them trying to make some moves to do something. I don't know what, but I think we're going to see them try to do something. It looks like Aatrox is coming in to go ahead and try to take out Riven, though. But Riven's going to be fine. She's going to get out of this with no problem. And we do indeed see bot lane. Lulu and Graves are actually taking this time to go ahead and push. Because they can. I mean, like I said, they've got that power play. They know that if the enemy team does come, the red team can probably go ahead and group up and they can win. But now Zed is back up, so that power play is gone, and they're going to have to watch out again. Akali's trying her best to get out. She is going to get rooted here. Oh, nice dodge there. She actually went in. She does manage to take down the Zyra. She's now going in, doing a bit of damage to the Caitlyn. I think she's going to die, though. She does indeed end up dying. But she managed yet again to take down that Caitlyn before dying, so it was a 1-for-1. In comes the Lee Sin, the Riven's coming as well, but that slow there from Nasus means that nothing is going to happen whatsoever. Darn it, stop that. And we've got Zed yet again split pushing mid. Zed is honestly a very good champion at split pushing. He's got that really good wave clear, and he's got really good escape using his shadow. He can go ahead and just jump over a wall with no problem whatsoever, and any attack that you were going to do on him, you're not going to have any success with it because he's gone. One thing that I am noticing, by the way, within the first few minutes, blue team got all these towers, but since then, they haven't actually got any towers. They've been trying, and they've gotten to here up top, but they haven't managed to get anything while they were there. And here as well, Zed pushed. Riven came up and pushed him back. First time she killed him, this time she just shoved him back. So the blue team has kind of stalled right now. And I would not be surprised to see them go ahead and group as a 5-man, because they do know that they can win a 5-man fight. Crap, that's my phone. Silence phone. Yeah. I'm not going to answer that. Alright, so we do kind of see a little bit of posturing here from Zyra and Caitlyn. They're just going ahead, getting rid of these wards, and really just annoying the red team. In goes the Lee Sin, got trapped there. He's trying to clear out the ward. He does manage to get it. And Lulu actually got a little trapped there, but she's going to be fine as well. So Lee Sin does manage to take down that ward. The Zyra can't really go in the bush because she knows that they're all around. Graves? Is Graves taking this? Graves is taking this. So that is going to be the red buff for Graves, or the blue buff, sorry, for Graves. And that means that for once, the blue team is not going to be able to steal this. In they come, and now they see, hey, it's already gone. They did go ahead and pink ward that up, so they are going to see that Graves had a ward there. And Graves now knows, actually his entire team knows, that yeah, they came for that ward right after he got done taking it. Or for the buff right after he got done taking it. So we do see the red team actually coming together for a team fight, possibly. They're probably just trying to defend this. They do see the blue team slowly starting to converge here. And like I said, that's exactly what I expected. You have the team that can win team fights. They often do win team fights. So they're going to try to get together and force a team fight. They don't really... I mean, if they can catch people off guard, that's great. But it's honestly a really good thing to be able to get those team fights as well, when you can win them. Red team's trying their best to catch people out of position, but they don't really have the ability to do so. They don't have vision. And it's not even something that's really their fault. I mean, they're putting vision out there, but every time they try, the enemy team just comes up and cleans it right up. So there goes their vision. Not sure what's going on here. Blue team pinged that to go ahead and say, hey, might want to go to that soon, but they are converging on the dragon here. It comes up in 10 seconds. I don't think the red team's going to contest this. It does look like they're coming down. Possibly going to contest this. Lulu's about to get caught there. Oh, the trap. Oddly, they went ahead and stepped on it anyway. There they go. The blue team dove in there. Akali's way away from this, so she's working her way over here. And the blue team's going to go ahead and go in on the dragon now. Red team is hanging around. They're really wanting to push this off, which is actually kind of surprising to me given the fact that they have been losing so many. But really, if we look at the gold, they're only 6k behind now, which means that they actually may be able to do this. They're trying to push the blue team off, and they have actually successfully pushed them off so far. Whether they'll be able to keep pushing them off, I don't know. There may end up being a bit of a team fight here. Lulu is actually lower on health than the enemy support here, so she may end up being somewhat of the weak link on this. But right now, Zyra's actually pressing here, which as soon as that got seen by the red team, they went ahead and started back to going in on Dragon a little bit there, and that did cause Zyra to come back in. Akali just went right in on Caitlyn, managed to delete her from the fight right off the bat. Currently, there two go down there. Riven and Lulu both died instantly there. And while this battle started out definitely in Cursz's favor, Quantic has turned this around, and they managed to take down the entire team without losing a single member outside of Caitlyn. That's actually pretty impressive, because like I said, what is that? Oh, he got a triple kill. That's kind of cool. Didn't know that happened. So yeah, they managed to get that without losing a single member outside of Caitlyn, which is really impressive, because like I said, they lost their person first, which meant that for most of that fight, they had a disadvantage. Well, not really for most of the fight, because they almost instantly killed 2 members of the enemy team. So, for a little bit though, they did have the disadvantage, and you would have kind of thought that they'd end up winning it, but unfortunately for the red team, not so much. Akali was able to delete 1 member, but she was not able to delete anything other than that. And it does look like Lulu's coming down. I'm going to go ahead and ward this up, and she's probably going to go ahead and ward Dragon up too. Actually, no, she's not. She's falling back. The red team kind of seems to be assuming that the blue team went ahead and got Dragon, which honestly is probably a good assumption. In this case, it's false, but it is a good assumption. Usually, well, not usually, but a lot of times when you see a team ace you like that, they're going to go ahead and get Dragon right after. So red team says, you know what, we're not even going to waste our wards here. We're going to just go ahead and ward up our jungle so we know where they are, and not even going to worry about that Dragon. Unfortunately for them, that does mean that they missed the Dragon. And they have no idea that it just went down. So apparently that right there gave Zed whatever gold he needed to go buy another item, and he changed his mind, so I'm a liar. He might still have the gold. How much gold does he have? Push that button. X. He's 300 gold. So no, he didn't get any gold whatsoever. He definitely does not have any gold for any items. So I guess he was just kind of doing the whole, I'm going to go back, but not really thing. But right now, we do have the red team pushing this tower. Aatrox is down bottom, and the blue team is completely spread apart here. So this does mean that the red team is going to take that down with no problem. I think they're going to get this tower as well. Aatrox is going back, and the Zyra is on her way up. The blue team is actually able to force these guys off. They did see the Aatrox going back, and they figured that they needed to fall back fairly quickly because they do not want to team fight again. They know... Still, yes, we will lose team fights. Going in on a team fight, not a good idea. So they are going to go ahead and fall back. Akali's going to go ahead and grab that blue buff over there. And the blue team is actually going to go ahead and start pushing mid now. And now it does look like they're kind of posturing for Dragon here. The Lulu's cleaning up wards. And we've got the blue team going ahead and placing down a pink ward here, making sure that the red team does not have any wards, and they may end up going in on the Lulu when she wards here. She did get the bind there, but she does not end up going down. There's another ward from the red team. They want to make sure that the blue team does not get this, but the blue team is still going in. There's another ward again, and the blue team has stopped that DPS there. Looked like there was a little bit of a smite there. The Lee Sin tried to grab it, but he used smite slightly too early. Didn't quite realize that they had stopped DPS quite that much, so he ended up losing out on that smite war, and the smite ended up going down to the Nasus. So there's the Baron buff, and I have a feeling that's going to mean the end of this game fairly soon. Blue team's going to go ahead and push this in. Akali's down there trying to push back. Nope, she's just trying to get out so she can go back. Never mind. So there we go. The blue team is indeed pushing this in. They're probably going to get the inhibitor as well. The only question is, will they decide to go ahead and push all the way? They have that Baron buff, so they might actually be able to. But no, they're going to go ahead and push top instead. They're finally going to get down that tower here. And they're probably going to continue pushing after that. Zyra's actually a little out of position here. Had they caught her, she actually probably would have died without any change to them. Well, that's kind of cool. I like that. I kind of like these pool party skins. They're very interesting. I don't know that I like them enough to buy them, but they are very interesting. I mean, I like the Graves skin, but I don't play Graves. I don't really play ADC. But either way, I do approve of these skins. I like, you know, I like the changed spell effects and the really awesome back animations. Renekton gets up on his little chair, he goes off the diving board, and all in all, it's just really cool. Alright, so the blue team is now spreading out. They're going to go ahead, get up a little bit more vision in their jungle, and then probably push. They are going to grab their buffs, or buff in this case, because it appears that it's only going to be the blue buff. And Akali just went ahead, stop it. She went ahead and pushed down here, and she's going to fall back now. She does see the Aatrox, so she's going to go ahead and go back. Ooh, is she going to get caught here? The Caitlyn and Zyra are on their way down here. Oh, this is going to be close. Caitlyn's coming in from behind Akali. No, she's not going to get caught there. She's hanging out in this bush. Blue team is for some reason going right here. They're ready to catch somebody. And oh, they did catch somebody. Lulu went down. Came over to ward. Got that pink ward there. And the blue team knew that she was going to do it. They were just baiting it out. So as soon as she did so, they came in and just destroyed her. The nice little root there. It does mean that the Zyra ult is off cooldown, but given the power of this team, I don't really think that they need it. I think that they'll probably be able to do it, especially considering it's a 4 versus 5, and they've got the Baron. Lee Sin went in, did a little bit more damage there, but honestly, he's not doing enough to really make it worth it. I mean, he took a little bit, I think he took more damage than he did. And it looks like the blue team's going to go ahead and just burst down this tower anyway. And now they're going in on IWDominate. Down goes Lee Sin. And now they're going in on the inhibitor. They do manage to take that down. And this is really not looking good for the red team. Blue team is continuing to push this. Sorry, that was my Skype. Yes. Blue team is continuing to push this. They are going to go ahead and do a little bit more damage to this tower. And they may end up going and taking it down. Nasus is tanking it and really not taking much damage. Down goes that tower. They've got one tower left. And I have a feeling this is about to end. Another wave of minions is incoming. It's being attacked by the inhibitor, or the turret now. Sorry again, that was my Skype. Last time I remembered to go ahead and silence it. This time I did not. There we go. Another team fight coming in. This is the last-ditch effort from Cursz. Voyboy's trying his best to take down the Caitlyn. Does manage to do it, but he dies for it. And unfortunately, the rest of his team died in the meantime. So down goes this turret as well. Down goes the Nexus, and that's going to be GG. Very nicely played there by the Quantic Gaming. They're really impressive. I mean, they honestly are. So let's go ahead and take a look at the items here. We've got Akali with 171 versus Aatrox with 196, 252 to 616. She's got Hextech Gunblade, Seeker's Arm Guard, Ninja Tabby, and Doran's Blade versus Blade of the Rune King, Guardian Angel, Mercury's Treads, Pickaxe, and Doran's Blade, as well as a Doran's Shield. The Riven is at 244 CS versus 211. She's actually a little bit ahead there. 540 to 734. He's a lot of it ahead there. She's got Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, Brutalizer, Chain Vest, Doran's Blade, and Boost of Speed versus Blade of the Rune King, Last Whisper, Brutalizer, Boost of Mobility, Chain Vest, and a Negatron. Graves is at 206 CS versus 179 for Caitlyn, 131 to 5210. Infinity Edge, Berserker's Grease, Pickaxe, Double Doran's Blade, and Longsword is not really much versus Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer, Berserker's Grease, Pickaxe, and Double Doran's. Definitely puts Caitlyn in the lead there. The Lulu's at 22 CS versus 29 for Zyra, 042 versus 0318. That's huge. She's got Ruby Sidestone, Doran's Shield, Boots of Speed, and a Sight Ward versus Ruby Sidestone, Boots of Mobility, Kindle Gem, and a Philosopher's Stone. Finally, we've got the junglers, Crs IWDominate, Lee Sin with 112 versus 74 for Nasus, 154 to 3013. He didn't die at all. Lee Sin's got Ruby Sidestone, Ninja Tabby, Madred's Razors, Double Dorans, and a Ruby Crystal versus Laka the Iron Solari, Spirit of the Ancient Golem, and a Ninja Tabby. So that's going to be the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.